Hello dudes and dudettes, it's Richie here, and today I'm playing Astroneer, and I'm going to be showing you some of the tips and tricks I've learned throughout my several hours of gameplay. Basically, I will show you how to get a good base set up, and how to get to the other planets, and all the tips and tricks along the way that will help. So first thing you do, start at a screen like this, you get to pick which Astroneer you want. And also if you have any save games, they'll be along here as well. Now for this instance, since I'm starting afresh, I'm going to be choosing one of these ones. Doesn't really matter for gameplay reasons. I haven't found any difference with them. I'm going to pick the orange one because it's the most curvable one. Once you've selected it, just click launch. It'll sail off on its merry way down to the planet. And hold down the right mouse button to scroll around. You'll see the hub where you came from as well. And you'll be landing at a random place on the planet, or semi-random. What actually is there when you land can vary greatly. First thing you should do though is have a look around and just see what kind of resources there are immediately to hand. Press tab to jump out your vehicle. WASD, move around. E pulls out your tool, which you can use to dig for stuff. And also, if you hold down the control key, it'll level stuff. If you hold down the alt key, it'll raise stuff. The default is it just digs into the earth. First thing I recommend you do on landing is immediately look around for some compound. You'll need this to get a couple of solar panels on you. All the resources like resin will be useful for base building, but for the most part it's the compound that you need first of all, since whenever you dig into stuff to get resources it uses up the energy in your backpack, the little yellow bar. So first thing you're going to do, look around for it. The blue bar at the top of the backpack shows you currently how much oxygen you have. Once that runs out you start suffocating. To recharge it, all you need to do is head back to your base. Or you can use tether lines as well later on that are connected to your base. I'll showcase those later on when I start going into the mines. So first things first, have a look around the compound. It's just a case of browsing around on the surface really until you actually find some. So once I've found some, like over there, it's conveniently next to the large spire which has energy in it. So if you left click on that with the gun out, it'll actually draw energy out of that. Useful for later, but I don't really need it for now. So I need about that yay much. And to build the solar panels, press Q. You can then scroll through all the things you can make. So for this point, all I really need though is the compound for the the solar panels. That'll basically let me keep digging on the surface. Next step's to get back to the base before I run out of oxygen. And you'll notice I saw some resin over there mentioned, which I'll go on my next so I can start actually laying out my base plan. In the start you'll be pretty limited to what you can build. You can build a smelter. Oh crap, no, better recharge actually first of all. As I was saying, for the first part you can build the smelter, research, vehicle factory, and the printer, which will let you make stuff like larger solar panels for the base. The first part you've actually got to lay the groundwork for it. You'll notice over in the distance there, just in front of the plant, is a crashed spaceship. I'll be going out to that in a bit to get some whatever useful shiny stuff it's dropped. For the most part, first thing to do on the other planet is to get your base set up, which I'll start doing now. Basically find a patch of resource, hold down the left mouse button, and you'll dig it out. That's exhausted that, so I'll probably have to look around for some more resin. It just depends on pot luck really, whether you actually get near to somewhere where there's loads of it, or you have to hunt around for a bit. But for the most part, the Terran world should have plenty within easy reach. So to expand my base, to line myself up with it, see where it says extend, mouse over that, left click, and it'll bring out a little platform. If it's in a place I don't want, just mouse over the connection again, and left click, it'll take it back in. But yeah, I think I want to build in this direction. So first of all, build that, and then left click on it, and that'll put the resin I have in stock onto the pad. And I'll build off slightly to the side here. I'll be expanding these into base modules shortly. And first of all I need to go find some resin, so I'll be back once I've actually found some. Okay, I'm back at base now and I've got a little bit more resin so I can carry on building up. These two I'll expand into the modules now, since I'll probably need these. And I think for these, probably the best things you can do to start is a smelter and a print, the research and the smelter. These are the ones that you'll be needing the most first of all. I need compound, so I'll dig for compound in a bit. I just want to use up the rest of my resin, so I've got space in my inventory. Unfortunately, not enough for now. In the meantime, I might as well have a look over there, see what there is. Put the gun away and jump along as well, can move a little bit faster than walking. A useful way to get from A to B, just that little bit quicker. Especially useful if you're starting to run low on oxygen as well. Now they'll find them clipped into the terrain, or down left mouse button, it'll dig into there. Hold on the shift and left click, it'll drop it straight into your inventory. Bigger stuff like this you can't drop into your inventory, you can just pick it up and carry it with you. It's going to be useful for when I get a rover in a short while, or hopefully a truck actually wants to get some research going. That'll be the next step, getting the research going, so I can actually start up in a tech tree. After that I'll have to start digging into the mines. So I'll just build up the base a little bit more, make sure I've got enough slots available to put all my base modules down. And then after that I'll start going into the mining aspect of it. Now a short time into the future, as luck would have it, I'm having trouble actually finding any resin near my base. However, from that wrecked ship I did manage to get 2 aluminium, which I'm going to put to good use for making a vehicle bay. I have to pick up the aluminium that I've just put down, hold on a shift and left click it and it'll drop straight into the backpack. From there I can just left click the aluminium on there and it'll automatically put it in place. What I want to do is build a little rover and then go and have a wander around. It's going to be limited in range at the minute, but with a rover I'm not. So obviously it makes sense to get a rover and go, well, rovering around for resin really. Don't need that much more, probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more pieces. Maybe 6 if I plan to build another power extension for adding power stuff later on. I'll get to the power stuff once I've actually got the resin again. So just another skip into the future. And I'll get the compound that's necessary to build the rover. Oh, and of course my base will need power as well. So obviously what I want to do, take the solar panels off my backpack and drop them down there and they'll start charging up the vehicle plant. While that's doing enough, I'm just going to gather some of this energy here. Tell it's energy because it's yellow, just left click on it, it'll drop into the backpack and I've got some energy to go mining with. And the compound I believe was just here. Probably makes sense at this point as well to get enough to finish off this smelter and the research point as well. Plus I can be able to build more solar panels which I'll use for the base and for myself. And potentially for the rover as well. I think that should be enough for the rover. So what I'm going to do now is just go back and complete the rover. Build options here are going to be pretty limited since this is a new game. I can either build a rover, useful for wandering around planets, or I can build a shuttle. It's useful for going, smallish one to go through other planets, but to be honest, there's better ones that we can build. For now, I'll just build a rover so we can actually go out and get some resources. So once I've got that, just left click on there, and click on that to build a rover as well. Recall from that crashed spaceship I found that this seats in. Oh, being very technical here, you might find. Hover it over the front of it, left click on, and it'll drop it in place. Obviously I'll need to wait for my rover to charge up as well, before I can actually take it out. Rover's not the best craft, but it's a good starting point anyway. It means that I can wander away from the base without wondering about suffocating and dying. Thankfully though, if you do die while you're away from the base, the worst that'll happen is you'll respawn back at here. the habitat. Also, press Q as well to open the menu. Backpack even. If you left click on there and you'll see like these little prongs here. If you put stuff on here, it provides A, extra storage space, and B, if I die, basically I'll get to keep these. I'll lose everything else in a backpack, but those will still be safe. Useful for just hanging on to things you don't want to lose, especially tanks and stuff, which is used for breathing for extended periods of time. And more on those later once I start getting the resources. For now I'm just going to wait for my rover to charge up. This is already connected to the base anyway, it won't take long, it's just waiting for the day cycle to come around. Okay, I was actually a bit silly in that. I just realised I have 2 energy things in my backpack, and I might as well have just dumped it on the rover since I'm not going to use it. So, time to jump into the rover, and WASD again to steer. It'll steer in the direction you move your mouse, right mouse button to aim around, and just forward to move forward in that direction. So I just want a little bit more resin just so I can finish the basic layout of the base. As I'm wandering around I'll probably find interesting things, like this. See, it says unknown. That's something I can research, so I'll take that with me. That will help me unlock new technologies. So for now, I'm just going to wander around, see if I can get a bit more resin, and as Lady Luck would have it, it's right there. So again, tab to jump out, get the tool out, and start digging. I'm probably going to get a bit of a stockpile here, since I probably need more resin later on. And then back to base for the next stage of it. Now I've got a basic layout. Once I get the basic layout in place, I'll then start building up the modules. For that I'll need some compound next. But for now, back to base, and once I've got the layout on, I'll move on to the next stage. And as luck would have it, I run out of power on the way back to the base. However, since sunrise is just coming, obviously just dump the solar panels on the back and they'll charge up the rover once the sunlight starts hitting. And never they're ready, of course. Finally. Yeah, the rovers are pretty convenient really, you can drop a lot of smaller power sources on them just to help charge them up. I'll also show you how to plug in the rover as well to the base, which will help it charge up once I actually get some power modules on the base. I'm probably at the point now where I really need to get some power going to the base. That should be enough to get me far enough. Oh, back and you go. Pull up. Smelt will do, doesn't really matter. As edging close, you'll see like a little blue line coming out, well, a little blue tube coming out. Get out of the vehicle, mouse over that, left click, and that'll charge it up. I'm also going to put this on the research one to be done. Again, I'll just expand the base a little bit. And of course, always get one short as well. So, I'll have to go off to get the one I need. And now that I have the compound that I need, it's now time to start the next stage of the base construction, finishing off the rest of the buildings. So for that we're going to need a smelter. Now this will basically help me take the raw ores and refine them into the finished goods. The research will help me unlock the research tree, surprisingly. To do that, all I need to do is wait for it to charge up. Put it on that, then I'll get an option to research. But for the next part, it's time to actually start going into the mines. Now I've spotted say mines, caves even. I've spotted a few ways in, but this one here is probably the closest to me. In order to actually get in there and back without suffocating, what I'll need is tethers. And I'll build a few of these, that should be enough to get me started. To place tethers, it says there, helpfully, press T. We'll put it as far away as you can really for each one. That way you can get the maximum usage out of them. And from here, just a case of laying a path into the caves. For some reason I keep calling them mines. They will end up turning into mines in a manner of speaking. Depending on what's down here, you might be unlucky. You might have to build bridges to get down, but you might be lucky and be able to walk down, as it seems I am here. Of course, not everything in these caves is friendly. These green bubbling things here will try to kill you. However, if you kill them, you can also get useful research stuff from them. Get close enough to them. If you get too close, you'll see the green gas coming out, which will try to kill you. Best way to do that, run away, let it disperse, then go back and kill that stupid plant. Basically all you do to kill it, dig underneath it. And bingo, they're dead. Now down there I can see two deposits. First one, these crystal things here are hydrazine. They'll be useful for the rocket that will come later. These things up here, these deposits, they're copper raw copper ore. There's another one here that's not quite visible yet, and that's lactite, I think it is. Sort of like a red spires, and therefore the aluminium. Like I said, with these plants, so you can kill them, dig them out, you get these nice shiny things. Even if you've actually already done the research for them, it's still useful to research them again, because then they'll drop minerals, which, if you look at it, could even be the rare ones that are actually good for trading or useful for building tanks. When I say tanks, I mean fuel tanks, not tanks as in big gun kind of tanks. So for now, I'll get these back to base and get them researched, and hopefully get something useful out of them. One handy trick as well, learned I'll show you. You can see there's a research thing there, but it's slightly out of reach. Press E, and bingo, it's magically in reach. Isn't that handy? If there's ever something that's out of your reach, just get your gun out and it'll be within reach. Handy for saving a little bit of time. But anyway, since I'm back here at the mines, I might as well do a bit more digging. I did need that copper for the printer, which I'll use to help build up solar panels and stuff like that, stuff that we can make. Also, always in a new place to store all the shiny things that I'm going to be pulling out of the mines. And of course, someone always rings just as I'm doing one of the YouTube videos. So as I was saying, back up to the surface with the copper ore. I'm going to be, from them, building up the next part of the base. Yeah, back up there. Stupid green thing. And the shiny we get is trade platform. It's very useful to get that early on in the game. Useful to get at any point in the game, to be honest. But I forget the fuel condenser for the next one, and I'm pretty much laughing because I can basically make it anything in the game. For basically fuel condensers, they allow you to turn energy into fuel, and fuel you can use on the trade platform. Basically, it's a cheap way to get infinite resources. Probably something like a truck, or even filters. They're pretty much. I don't really use those, to be honest. All they do is basically extend your oxygen supply, but they get used up though, they're not renewable. However, what I can do next is actually get the copper onto the smelter, or the copper ore onto the smelter, I should say. In this case, refining it, and then dumping it onto the printer. And of course it's night time, isn't it? So I'll have to wait until morning for that to charge up. And at some point though, I'll be able to use this to make things like windmills, large solar panels and large batteries as well, which will keep my base running 24/7 without running out of energy. Darn handy this stuff, you know. First of all though, I'm probably going to make shelving just to put on around the base, so I've got base to store all the filthy loot that I'm going to be picking up. So scroll through it. Storage, beautiful. Presuming it's based on the 3D printing technology. Oh, and by the way, you can actually hold 9 items in your inventory. 10, 11 even with the prongs as well. Basically, if you're running low on inventory space, you've got something that can be refined in something else, select it and it'll put that item in there so you can have a little extra space. For now though, since I'm going to be going back into the mines, I'm going to be putting those on the shoulder pads just so in case I die in the mines, I won't lose everything. Now back into the depths of the mines. I believe I saw a cave going further deeper into the mines down here. Yep, I did indeed. So let's lay some pathways down there. These tethers will stop me running out of oxygen since they're linked to the base. And also since I have power facilities on my base. They'll also charge up the Astroneer as he goes deeper and deeper. I think this is one of the dead-end caves. I'm just going to have a quick nosy down just to see if I'm right or not. Which I'm not, so I shall build more tethers to take down. Now some of these paths down into mines will end up in dead ends. However, at the end of the dead ends, there's usually something very useful there. So I can see this one's running even deeper. What I'll do, I'll just run down to the bottom of that. Because I believe it'll be a dead end. Could be wrong. In which case, it might be a short journey. Eventually, what you'll find at the bottom of these, you'll find a dead Astroneer. You'll find who has some supplies you can take. You might find a research thing down here that you can take back to the base to research. Or you may just plain old find nothing. And as luck would have it, it's a research thing. Oh, it's a battery even. Very useful. So once I put this on my base, it'll charge up, and even at night time I'll still be able to get power down here. Of course, I can always use it by picking up these yellow things to charge up. But basically, this is renewable, and it's something I can always depend on. I.e., it won't run out. What I'll do, I'll take this back up to the base, or even just put it somewhere near there where I'll go off and explore some of the other passageways. There might be something nice down here. And the persistence paid off. Bottom of another one of those. Found some to research. And thankfully, some oxygen as well, so I'm not going to die of suffocation down here. Worst case scenario, if I did, I'd just go back to base. But I might end up losing the items that are on my backpack, but not on the arms of the backpack. And now that I've got 2 things to do, get these back to bases, and I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and hope you learned something about the game. And if you do have any questions, please do feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to answer.